Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. So today I am going to show you how to achieve this look. I've had quite a few people ask me how I do my makeup and that they want to see how I do it, so I thought I would just show you guys on here. So yeah, I've never done one of these before, so I don't know how it's going to go, but we're going to give it a good go. So okay, so I already went ahead and did one eye off camera just so I know what kind of look we're going for. It's not completely done, we'll finish it off later, but yeah. So first off, I am taking the P. Louise base in the shade Rimmel 2. It's my favourite one. Yeah, and then we're gonna take a bit of that on the MAC 242S. This is my favourite brush for carving out my brows and lids, so yeah. And then I like to just pat it all in rather than... And then you just want to keep patting it and you'll kind of feel when it's slightly set. You don't want it too dry. And then once you've patted it out, I like to take just any old blending brush. This one is the Kit Stars N30, and I like to just buff out the edges like so, and then when you come to do your foundation and things, you've not got any harsh lines there. So, and then I just go over it with tapping motion, and it should look something like that. And then the first shade we're going in with is from the P. Louise Secret Sinner palette. I'm going in with the shade Fling first on an Morphe M562, which is a really small blending brush. I really like this one. Then you want to just get some of that on the brush. And I always like to start in the centre of a crease and just do small circular motions. And just don't try and blend it all out at once. You want to keep going in with more product, applying it and blending it slowly, and then you'll get the most pigment doing it that way, I find anyway. But yeah, I'm just going to take this all over the eye. And if you're doing a more rounded look, you just want to stop at where your last eyelash is on your lashes. And then you want to take a clean blending brush again. This one is the Kit Stars N31, and just blend that out really ever so slightly, just so it's not a harsh line. And then I'm gonna take, what shade is it? Taking the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Pukey on a Morphe M507, and just go above where that last colour ends. Again, you want to keep going back in with product. Right, okay, now I'm taking a Zoeva 224 brush, and I'm taking the shade Creamsicle from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette again. And then where that shadow ends, you just want to go over the top really lightly. And then with the excess that's left on the brush, I like to just blend it just underneath the brow so it doesn't, the shade doesn't just stop. And then go back in with your previous shades. So I'm taking Fling again, and that was the first shade we did. So I like to go back in with all the different colours just to make sure that they aren't disappearing as we blend different colours together. And then you should be left with something that looks a little bit like that. Okay, now next I'm going to take my MAC 242S again. I'm going to pick up more of that P. Louise base in the shade 2, and we're going to cut the crease. And this step you really want to take your time with it, and I like to just stamp the product on. Sometimes I find it easier to do it with my eye open, and then I know where to cut it up to, or you can just put a load of product on, just look up, and then it stamps kind of like a stencil for where you need to take it. Okay, so it should look a little bit like that. Now we're going to take the shade Love Struck from the P. Louise palette again, and we're just going to place that into the cut crease. I like to pat it rather than swipe. It's kind of on an angle. I like to do it like that, but you know. And then we're going to take the shade Fling. Which brush was it? This one. And then place that just where the shade Love Struck ends. And again, I'm just patting it on. Back in the shade Love Struck, just so you don't get rid of the colour completely. And then we're gonna take the shade Pukey again from the Jaclyn Hill palette. And we're gonna place that one just where that other shade ends. So it's like an ombre effect, is basically what we're doing. And then finally you want to take the shade Creamsicle. And then that's going on the innermost part of the lid. And I'm going to take a flat brush like this. And then I'm going to take the shade Light from the Jaclyn Hill palette, which is this really light shade here. I'm just going to kind of put that across the top of the cut crease just to add a bit of colour. Now I'm going to put a bit of mascara on. This one is the In Extreme Dimension by MAC. Like so. Now, okay, so that's the eyes mostly done. I like to finish them off after I've done everything else. So next we're going to take the Smashbox, the original Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer. This is my favourite primer. This is the only one I ever use. Yeah, I like the ones that fill in your pores. And that really blurs your pores out, does that one, I find. That's probably one of the best primers I've used. Okay, so foundation next. So you can use whichever foundation you like. I'm going to be taking the MAC Studio Fix Fluid, oldie but a goldie, and I'm taking the shades NC20 and 25 just to mix and match and kind of get my shade. I have got fake tan on, but I don't think you can see it on camera, so it's gonna look too dark for my face, but it's gonna match my body. So yeah, peaches and I look nice. I like to take a Peaches and Cream PC04 brush. I don't really use sponges anymore. I used to use them all the time, but I just prefer the finish that a brush gives you. I feel like I get more coverage, so I like to just stamp it in. Like so. We're going to take our concealer. I don't know which one to use today. I like quite a bright under eye, so yeah, if you don't like a bright one, then use a more similar shade to the foundation, but I like to go a few shades lighter. So I'm taking 03 Fit Me concealer from Maybelline. That's going to go on your chin, under your eyes. Forehead. And then once you've got the concealer on, I like to just take another brush. I don't really use sponges anymore. I like to take the PC15, which is from Peaches and Cream, and I like to just stamp that product in, like so. Okay, and it should look something like that. And then I like to go back in with my foundation brush, just to make sure that there's no harsh edges. And then once you've done that, you want to set your face. I don't know what to set it with today. I think I'm going to take the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder, which looks like so. I don't use a lot of this, so I like to just take it on my brush. This is the MAC 116, and then tap off the excess and go under the eyes. Yeah, you don't want to swipe until you've fully set the face, otherwise you'll move all the product underneath. Okay, so I only use that under my eyes really. And then I like to take the Rimmel Stay Matte powder, which looks like so. And this is in the shade Transparent. And then I just get a big fluffy brush. This one's the PC24. I like the peaches and cream brushes if you haven't noticed. And they're really affordable too, so you can't go wrong. And then I like to just stamp that all over the face, like so. Like so. And then next is bronzer. And this is the Dark Tan Mineralized Skin Finish by MAC. This is my #1 bronzing product. I don't really use anything else. If I do, it'll be the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. But this one, I just love this one. And I like to just circular motions, starting at like the top of your ear here. And then you want to just... And then I like to do it so it goes like around up near my nose. Don't really do it so it's like that. But again, you contour to your own face, so whatever works for you. And then the jawline. And your forehead. And then I'll just go over with what's left on the brush. I'll just go over my nose. I'm gonna take Nars Orgasm. Again, another oldie but a goldie. Love this one. And just on the same bronzer brush. This is the Zoeva 127 brush. I don't know if I told you. But yeah, just take it on the same brush. And just apply it. My cheeks, just to put a bit of colour on there. Like so. Okay, what's next? Highlighter, my favourite part. I'm using the Dull Light in the shade Shine Bright. They do some of my favourite highlighters ever. They're amazing. Definitely recommend. So I like to just swirl the brush in there. Again, another peaches and cream one. PC17. They do like a mix and match on brushes, which is a really good offer, and they're so cheap. So I would definitely recommend them if you're looking for some new brushes. Anyway, I like to apply this in circular motions. Starting at the highest point of my face. And I like to just put highlighter everywhere, but again, it's all preference. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I like to put some here, the forehead, and then I'll take a smaller brush and put it on the high points of my eyebrow. Okay, so once you've highlighted, you want to finish off under your eyes, and I just like to take a mixture of the different shades that I've used on top. And I'm going to go and apply some lashes. I'm going to use the unicorn lashes. These are in the style Lemon Meringue. They look like so. I've not used this brand before. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and apply these and I'll be back. Lashes are on. Now all that's left to do is lips and set the face. So I'm going to take Strip Down by MAC lip liner and just line my lips. And then I'm going to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Pure Hollywood. And apply that all over the lips. Like so. And then I'll actually just take my finger. Just blend it in like that, and then you can just leave it as a matte lip, but I quite like glossy lips, so I'm going to take the P. Louise Hollow Gloss. This is the perfect nude gloss to ever exist in my life. And then finally, we just have to set the face, and I like to use the Rimmel Insta Fix and Go. There we have it, the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my first ever makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you'd like me to do any more looks and what you'd like to see. Yeah, and catch you in the next video.